What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to another Boruto video. This is going to be my Boruto manga chapter 46 review. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Thank you for watching. And let's get right into the video because there's like so much to talk about. This was like one of those fighting like chapters, right? But it was still a lot of information to be taken in, like a lot of much needed information and like some clarification on some things, like some really hot topics that people have been going back and forth about. So we're going to talk about it. So the episode starts off right where the manga chapter starts off right where it left off, right? And Cash and Koji and Jigen, he's basically being confronted. Cash and Koji is being confronted by Jigen, and he basically told him the purpose of his creation, the reason of him being, the reason why he's here right now. And he's like, when he first said something to him about it, I think he replied like, "Oh, so your purpose is to kill me, so you're prepared to die." And it's just like, I don't know. I just still like in the moment that he acts like he's so savage, even though it's like at first I know I made a video. Recently, I made a video about why Cash and Koji wouldn't defeat Jigen. But now, given the information that has just been revealed, it kind of seems like he might just be able to do it. But I'm gonna reveal that a little bit further in the review. So basically, they're talking, and okay, the title of the manga chapter is True Identity. Now, when they first said this, I was definitely thinking that they were talking about Cash and Koji, and it kind of seemed like they were leading us in that direction. But then further on in the chapter, it seems like, it was Jigen's actual identity and stuff like that. So they get into the fight basically. Now tell me why Cash and Koji, he starts off with a couple of fireballs, his usual stuff. And he uses the toad oil bombs, and then he uses the fire to heat up. He used the toad oil bombs to heat up the fire and stuff. And you have basically Kawaki, Sumire, Boruto, Sasuke, Naruto, Amato, Shikamaru. Everybody is just sitting back watching, and Kawaki is basically like, that's a nice trick and whatever, but it's like raising the thermal energy, right? I think that's what he said, or just raising it thermally wouldn't be enough to undo him. So, but from my understanding, it just seems like Cash and Koji is a little bit smarter than that, and you'll see why as we get further in the chapter. So they're basically fighting, and they're going on fighting, and then they cut back to Naruto, and he's, basically playing like the audience, like saying stuff and asking stuff that some people probably will be asking, I think. And he's basically like, why is Cash and Koji fighting Jigen? Aren't they both Kara? Aren't they on the same team? And like basically to explain everything, Amato breaks it down again about how they basically the whole time they were with them, they just had this whole rules of being with Kara just so they could take down Jigen. He starts to explain this guy's power, and he gets a little bit, not just his power, but the Otsutsuki and the Karma Seal. And it's just like a whole lot of things that he just dropped on everybody. That's like really bad for Boruto, really bad for Kawaki, but we're going to keep talking about it. So basically, he's saying how he's using Boruto as an example, and basically the Karma Seal is supposed, like Momoshiki at the time of death or when he was about to die, turned himself into Data and in the form of the Karma Seal and implanted it on Boruto, and the Data will be uploaded over time, like in his body, like he will slowly become him over time. And that I think we already knew that it was like, at first I was riding that Jinchuriki train. I was just talking to somebody, and we were talking about how like it is like a Jinchuriki, but it's not like a Jinchuriki, because don't get me wrong, it definitely has its similarities, but I feel like this is a little bit worse. And let me know what you think. But basically they have, and I'm thinking at this time, like, so the same thing can be said about Kawaki, right? But it doesn't make any sense, because they're like, oh, Jigen still has the Karma Seal on his hand, and Ishiki still hasn't taken over his body yet, so like what's going on? And Amato, he's looking for his insurance, and he basically is trying to get that verbal agreement out of them, and he still wants what he has, like he wants the agreement down on paper, because he just doesn't trust anybody at this point. And Naruto just abruptly agrees. And let me give Amato a little bit more respect, because he did his homework and he already knew that Naruto can make the decision to protect this guy without having to wait for the Daimyo. And he did his homework, man. He was definitely on his stuff. But Naruto, it just seemed like he was already with it. He was already agreed. But he's still not going to take the bomb off Shikamaru's neck, until he gets the agreement in paper. This guy is just like, he really wants his insurance. So, because I think Sasuke, Sasuke asked him furthermore about the Karma Seal, and he just wanted, because it seemed like he was about to tell him stuff that they didn't want to hear. And he starts to, explain how Boruto, it would be better for them to get rid of Boruto now, because eventually Momoshiki will definitely be reincarnated. And okay, this is when we're going to get into the part about Kaguya and Ishiki. And I know it was like, I was riding on the train. Maybe they're not partners. They are definitely partners. They came to Earth together. And for whatever reason, and they don't say what her reasons were, or whether they were personal, whether they just it was because of her kids or her family, or she fell in love, or was it just because the greed, the fruit and stuff like that. But basically, I guess she caught him off guard, and she really messed him up bad, because he was definitely looking like he doesn't have any legs no more. And so he randomly found Jigen. It's not like he picked him because he was the perfect vessel or something like that. And it's different with him, though. He placed the Karma Seal on Jigen, but I think he placed the Karma Seal on Jigen, but he never really intended to take Jigen's body as his own. I think Amato said if he did, his body would crumble within a couple of days and he would just die. And so they were looking for more vessels, and that's where Kawaki comes in. So just like Boruto is in all this danger, Kawaki is in the same amount of danger. But the only thing I think, though, is that the Jogan will be his one trump card that'll save him. That's what I want to believe. So yeah, that's what I'm going with. And so basically, while they're talking about this stuff, they're getting all this juicy information out and stuff. Jigen and Cash and Koji are definitely still fighting. And he's activated the Karma Seal after they explained it a little bit more, and he's fighting back, not like he was fighting Naruto and Sasuke, and then I want to point out too, it was this point when Naruto was watching the fight, and he's like, oh, the mask guy, he fights and he didn't say anything else. And I swear that's supposed to mean something. I don't know. At first I was like, maybe that's not that's not Jiraiya, but I think that's Jiraiya. I definitely think it's Jiraiya now. If it's not, they totally mislead me, or at least he'll have something to do with it in some type of way. I think that would be cool. But anyway, so they basically get into he's activated the Karma Seal. The little horn starts to show, but he's not fully transformed like usual. But because he's weaker. But he's fighting back against Koji, and it's seeming like he has a really good chance of beating this guy. When I was watching, I know I made a video about how he wouldn't be able to beat him, but now I think that he definitely can. And the fact that, okay, Cash and Koji basically set up this plan and this strategy to summon this real fire from these mountains somewhere, and I think that was really smart. That was really cool. He played him all the way to the left, and he did his usual thing. He put up he's about to absorb it with the Karma Seal. He's looking at him flames this late in the game. You could tell the way he was feeling a little ignorant when he said it. But he can't absorb this, and that's sort of where the chapter ends. I don't know, man. It might just be over for Jigen. I definitely don't think it'll be over for Ishiki Otsutsuki, and I definitely think he is gonna be the one coming. I'm sorry, Kawaki, but I think it might be over for you, man, sooner than later. But we'll see. Let me know what you think. This has been my manga chapter review. This has been my Boruto manga chapter 46 review. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next video.